BORTLE here, back from the LCS 10 event of the online format. We have here the finalist. That's right, guys, for this Team 33 event. So, welcome to the channel, guys. So, please introduce yourself to the world, guys.
Hello, my name is Brady Shields. I did not play this deck because I'm not a man.
Hello, my name is Trey Massengale. I won YCS Orlando back in 2011, I believe. This is my first time entering an online event, and I had a blast. I had so much fun this weekend performing with my team, and this event is amazing. I'm so happy with this event. It was so it was so smooth and just kept it going, kept the energy high, and like I had a blast. I am definitely gonna do this again in the
Yeah,
future.
we started our team last minute. It was like a week and a half ago. Trey had messaged both Paul and I, asking if we wanted to play in the LCS, and we had a 2-hour phone conversation, and that was it. We had no testing prior to this. It was just like our own individual lanes. Like I know Trey and Paul play a lot of dueling book together, and I play a lot of remote duels. So we just had our own little lanes that we were doing, and that was it for the tournament.
Wow, for you guys playing like one of the first events for the online format, you did pretty good, making it all the way to the finals. So it was still a pretty decent payoff for second place.
Yeah. We didn't split because we didn't want to worry about being like, oh well, what if we would have won? We just wanted to know if we were gonna win or not.
But before we start the actual deck profile, would you guys like do some shout outs?
Shout out to Andy Savage first off. He was just our little cheerleader this weekend. Would just watch every single match of ours. He was always on point. I'm gonna give a shout out to Michael Morris as well. He played in a remote duel right next to me while I was popping off the whole weekend. And then shout out to Miles Valentino. He's a pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh player that helped me become really good. Besides these two other players, Trey and Paul also really helped in me being at least where I am right now.
Yeah, and I would like to give special thanks to God. I put all my faith in God always. Uh, he gives me the ability to play this, and I care for him greatly. And just thank you that I'm alive and able to play the game I love.
Prize Paul Cooper.
Yo,
Speaking of
Hey.
God,
jeez, yeah, I was a little slow there, but we got there.
Yeah, and I want to give special thanks to Paul, Brady, my two teammates. They did amazing. They performed extra well. And yeah, Andy. Thank you, Andy, for
Yeah, shout out to
joining.
Andy. Hell yeah.
Andy, yeah, he joined us and he did a great job. So happy that he supported us. So,
Nice. Hey, Paul, you want to hit some shout outs, man?
Yeah, shout out to the squad. Shout out, for Trey for like asking me to play because I wasn't gonna join the LCS, but I'll be on DB every day watching and playing. So like I'm very aware of what's going on, and so yes, shout out to him because hey, we did great. Shout out to Brady. Honestly, shout out to them because like the overall record, man, my record, like I actually did the worst out of the three. So shout out for them for carrying me. But then day two, I didn't lose a single match. So we kind of just helped each other. So shout out to Take Notes. And, of course, shout out to Star Cards. You know what I'm saying? Please subscribe. Deck list coming tomorrow.
Nice. Well, without further ado, take it away, Trey, with your deck profile, man.
traps, we had double Ash Blossom, three draw, Nibiru times three as well. So those are my hand traps. Thank you, Paul Cooper, for teaching me the hand traps to play. I
Yes,
decided to
sir.
maximize. I decided to maximize out on the high impact hand traps. Nibiru draw, they really punish the opponent and give me a chance to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
because Trey plays like such a low to the ground deck, you just need lots of cards that make your opponent pass their turn, so you can keep pressuring them with Dragoon.
Very correct. Yep. Then we have two Golden Lord, Red Eyes Wyvern, who's really good. You ditch him to the graveyard with Insight, and then if your Golden Lord ever ends up in the graveyard somehow, you can bring back Dragoon during the end phase. We have three Cursed, pay 8, go great. We have Red Eyes, we have Elixir White Destiny, Magical Fusion. Magical Fusion is good because it allows you to bring out Dragoons again. Because we played three Dragoons in the extra deck. So if you use Fusion to bring out a Dragoons, Then in the following turn, you can use Magical Fusion to bring out another Dragoon. And you don't necessarily even have to draw it. You can just make an Anaconda play. Turn a Golden Lord and a Golden Lord trap card into Spider. Then you can fuse. Then you can go into the Magical Fusion and fuse into another Dragoon. And double Dragoon is always game. And I think you get style points for double Dragoon. They don't see it coming. So you have three copies of Red Eyes Fusion and Red Eyes Insight. It's Dragoon's Turbo, so we maximize on that, along with 3 Extravagance. It's all about Extravagance, Red Eyes Fusion, and Cursed. I opened those 3 a lot, those 3 power cards. When you open those 3, it's hard for you to get beat. Play Extravagance, draw 2, Red Eyes Insight, and the Red Eyes Fusion, make a Dragoon, and use Curse to get a free +1. You're so far ahead in advantage. It's hard to lose. You play Conquistador. I played 3 of those to pop problematic cards. 3 Scarlet Sanguine to special summon Golden Lord. 1 Huckwarl. 1 Imperial Order. Imperial Order is good because if you open Dragoon with like Imperial Order, it's like GG. It's really hard for decks to play without spell cards. Solemn Strike performed really well. So you have 2 Solemn Strike and 2 Turns of Tribute. They both are just high impact cards that can punish established boards or really break a board. And my Floodgate of the weekend, 3 copies of Summon Limit. Yeah, it's really strong. You open Dragoons and that card, and your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I flipped that card so many times because your opponent can only summon, 2 monsters, and with Dragoons protecting it from any potential destruction, they just can't play the game.
Oh man, I saw your finals match. If your Red Eyes Fusion didn't get ashed, you probably would have had potentially a second Dark Dragoons out there.
Bro, we would have won, bro.
Oh my god. we were talking about how the only out to that card or to that hand was Ash, and you just happened to have Ash.
Yeah, Ash is that stops the fusion. Like Ash, it's truly the only card. The only card in the game that can stop it is Ash Blossom. No other hand trap. DD Crows, Gammas, Impermanence. I don't care about any other hand trap but Ash Blossom. And it's like if they have it.
So this extra deck, is it well, I guess it's not really somewhat standard because you have to play around your ratios because of Pot of Extravagance. Do you want to run down that?
Yeah, I have 3 Dragoons. I maximize it because of Extravagance. You can't play 2 Dragoons because there will be times when you banish all of them if you only play 2. So you have to play 3. And I didn't I played Extravagance the whole time, and I didn't ever banish all 3. Like, it really doesn't come up. I played 1 copy of Sky Thunder Zeus. I mainly played him for if I overlay 2 Golden Lords to make into Gustav Max, into Juggernaut, into the Cannon Juggernaut. That way I can go on top of those. I can burn him for 2,000, turn into a 4K or a 6K beater. And then if I want to, I can overlay again into Sky Thunder Zeus. So that's pretty cool. Access Code Talker, just in case. I was trying to get bigger than a competitive Dragoons. My competitor's Dragoons. I wanted to have a big monster. I had BLS in the extra deck so he could punish control decks. Usually against Eldlich, he's hard to overcome. All you gotta do is bring him out and then turn him into like 4,500 after you kill something, and he's untargetable, can't be destroyed, and he's the biggest monster on the field. I played Hulk. Hulk didn't really come up. I played Hulk just in case I wanted to go into Acid Code Talker to get bigger. IP Masquerena. She didn't come up either, but I just had to play her just in case. Unicorn, just in case I'm gonna play IP. Link Spider and Anaconda. Link Spider and Anaconda are the monsters that come up the most. Because it's pretty much all about making Dragoons, and then you just Anaconda, drop the Magical Fusion to make the second Dragoons, and it's already game. You actually don't have to bring out anything else.
Okay, cool. Would you like to run down your side deck and I guess explain why you decided to play these certain cards?
So I decided to first of all play Dimensional Shifter. 3 of it after speaking to Paul Cooper about it. It's a
Yes, sir. Best hand trap of the game, bro. Pass turn. It literally says you get to play first. And so I sided it too. And every time I've used it, I win the game against combo because they have to pass turn. B-World can't do nothing. Drytron, Dragon Link, no deck. They pass turn. You set out your reborn spells, I guess, for me, and then you just kill them, especially against Drytron. They don't have Herald Orange Light is dead because you can't send it to the graveyard. They can't droplet you, so they can't even set droplets. So you literally just it allows you to go first and kill them. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely didn't play it, and I got punished for it because the card was extremely high impact. A big regret of mine was not playing it as well.
Yes, they are correct. Like you play it, they skip their turn, and because I play a control deck so many times, just having them pass would give me a chance to bring up like a Dragoons plus a Floodgate trap, and make it when it was when I after I established the board and I passed, then they took all their spell trap destruction out since they thought they would begin the game, but they
Yeah,
didn't
let's go.
begin the game, so for the D shifter, so all my spell traps were then gonna be high impact and really punish them, and it was almost always game. In fact, I think it was game every time I opened that card. Then I played some spell trap destruction, 2 cosmic, Carpet Feather Duster. I played 3 triple tactical talents. I mainly add that in against other control decks, Altergeist, Zodiac, Dogmatica, Shaddoll.
I was really against this card, but Trey, like time and time again, like going second would just show me like how powerful Talents was too, and it was just so ridiculous how Dragoon, just interacting with your opponent and then having a Talents behind it. There was like no way combo could just ever beat him.
Yeah, it's really good for control decks. It's really good against control decks because control decks play so many hand traps, and they always add in so many hand traps to try to stop either the Golden Lord or the Dragoon plays, and I really punish them for it. I don't add it in versus like combo deck because it doesn't really do that good versus established boards, but against other just control decks, other decks that play a ton of hand traps, like the deck I got beat by, I add in triple tap with talents against him because he played a lot of hand traps.
Yo, that'd been nice if you drew that, man. Shoot.
It would have
man.
been, yeah. So, Light Imprisoning Mirror. Light Imprisoning Mirror is so good versus Drytron. I don't think you guys know how good Light Imprisoning is. Once again, Paul Cooper helped me discover this card, but Light Imprisoning
Let's go.
shuts them
Pass
down.
turn. We play pass turn cards.
It passed like they take so many minuses. Herald, all their Drytrons can't trigger. People even try to overlay in this, they try to overlay to beat it, but they can't because Zeus is a light monster, so you can't even use Zeus to out Light Imprisoning. But the cool thing is, Light Imprisoning doesn't counter me, because if I have Golden Lord in the graveyard, I could just pay cost of Golden Lord to put that card in the graveyard, and then bring Golden Lord back out. So Light Imprisoning Mirror has no conflict with me, but it will conflict with them very nicely. And then Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment to make sure they can't pop the floodgates, and to make sure if Dragoons gets threatened, that I can protect them.
Nice. I appreciate that rundown on this list, and it was at 42 cards, which obviously you want to kind of like not draw into your Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah, I drew into him. Okay. Like it's not that bad. I mean, yes, you don't want to, but like I feel like as long as I open Dragoons, like if I had to open Dark Magician every game, as long as I could also open like Interior Dragoons play, it's worth it because Dragoons plus a Floodgate is all that I need. So I don't have to have like I don't have to be greedy by having a ton of cards in my hand. All I'm trying to get to is just the Dragoons and a Floodgate, and I'm good to go. So opening Dark Magician isn't the worst thing in the world as long as I can just make a Dragoon somehow.
Thank you again for being on the channel today. And listeners, if you're not a part of BORTLE Nation, sub for BORTLE. It's that free and easy. Oh god, yes. BORTLE out.